Last week, we met Bob. Bob is a lot like you. Bob wants to do well with his finances, but needs some help to get on the right track. Last week, we showed how Bob uses the Investment Barbell Strategy. We showed how time, diversification, and volatility work together to help Bob and you get on and stay on the best financial track. Today, we'll dig into some of the essential aspects of Robo-advisors to help you get started. But first, my name is Jeff Hulett. I'm a decision confidence builder. I'm a behavioral economist and I've been in banking and financial services most of my career. I'm also a faculty member at James Madison University, and I lead Personal Finance Reimagined, a decision-making and financial education platform. I admit, this story about Bob is only a starting point. You can learn more and get access to our decision apps by picking up my book. You can find Making Choices, Making Money on the Personal Finance Reimagined website or on Amazon. But first, let's explore what we want from a financial advisor in the first place, whether human or robo. There are really three main objectives. First, a good financial advisor will help you create set it and forget it investment strategies. These are sensible, risk-based strategies that rely on automatic payments and payroll deductions to ensure proper and consistent investment funding. They help you prioritize implementing your investment barbell strategy. Next, financial advisors automatically rebalance your portfolio across multiple fund types to maintain your long-term investment risk tolerance. We discussed how to confirm your risk tolerance with Bob's example last week. We showed you where to find Wealthfront's assessment tool, but Wealthfront is one of many robo-advisors. Most robo-advisors have risk assessment tools. And then finally, third, a good financial advisor manages your fund strategy in a way that optimizes your tax liability. This is called tax loss harvesting. Tax loss harvesting is when your funds are rotated by one, selling a fund if it's at a loss to offset tax gains from another portfolio fund at a gain. And then two, in a way that still meets your investment strategy. This is allowable under IRS rules. This process could improve your long-term yield by about 1%, so it's really worthwhile. Could you do these things by yourself? Perhaps, but it would take a fair amount of time, education, and discipline. Today, a robo-advisor is a lower cost way to accomplish these three essential objectives. Next, we will discuss how robo-advisors work to be an essential part of your investment barbell strategy. Robo-advisors typically have very low minimums. Almost anyone can start building wealth. This is super important. This is first for a reason, okay? Traditional wealth managers, based on how they are paid, typically gravitate towards the already wealthy. So if you want to get wealthy but are not wealthy yet, a robo-advisor provides a great solution to get started. For long time horizons, consider a higher volatility, higher return potential equity portfolios. We discussed this last week. This is where you will use the Robo-advisor risk assessment tool to evaluate your risk personality. It is good to update your risk assessment periodically. It will evolve as you get more comfortable. Portfolio selection is automated by the Robo-advisor based on your risk profile. The score you get on your risk assessment will drive how the Robo manages your portfolio. Other than taking the assessment and funding your account, the Robo will do the rest. If you are in doubt about time frame, choose a longer time frame or assume a longer time frame. If you're like most people, you may be unsure of the timing, but as a rule of thumb, Timing needs for money are almost always further in the future than you think, especially when there's uncertainty. Your timing will drive your risk assessment. The longer the time frame, the more volatility risk you can handle. Robo-advisors automate regular rebalancing and tax efficiency strategies like that tax loss harvesting. This is the essential service of any financial advisor, whether human or a robo. The setup is straightforward, with the risk profile handled by answering a brief set of yes/no questions. Also, you are given the opportunity to automate the transfer from your payroll bank account. I highly recommend you automate these transfers, even if you start with a lower automated transfer and then increase it as your cash flow needs become clearer. Robo-advisors generally have a rich set of educational resources and helpful tools. For those interested in the mechanics of how the robo works, most have very good tutorials on their websites and on their apps. It may seem like robo-advisors are in competition with human advisors. This is not so. Good wealth managers are very helpful. Also, many nonprofits provide counseling service for those struggling with debt. Next week, we will discuss how and when you should use the different kinds of financial advisors. There's a time and a place for each kind of financial advisor, and kind of understanding how that works is really helpful. So, we will also discuss some of the robo-advisors I have used, my children have used, and even some that I do avoid. But until next time, you've got this.